Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Ella of oWy Scribbles. Today we are going to be drawing a flower that everyone knows is kind of a symbol of spring. So yes, I know you guessed that right. We are drawing cherry blossoms for today. And although my country only has 2 seasons, the wet and the dry season, but you know, who could stop us from drawing cherry blossoms? I've actually not seen cherry blossom in real life. I've just seen peach blossoms. They look kind of similar, but yes, I think seeing cherry blossoms like those in the movies and in the pictures would be really amazing. So, but yes, for now, because I can't see it, let's just draw it. So I'm going to be using 3 materials today. So the very first one, I'm going to be teaching you how to draw cherry blossom using pencils. So you can use any kind of pencil. I'm actually even using this small one that I have. So whichever that is possible, as long as it can still draw. And another one is this. I know you have had a lot of coloring pens like this. And I'm using Crayola Supertips, this one. And the last one I'm going to be using, this is my first time to use it, and this is courtesy of my student who turned to be my friend, Eve. Shout out to Eve, hello. Yeah, that's the neighbor's motorbike. Okay, so here I'm going to be using, this is the first time I'm going to be using this Faber-Castell watercolor pencil. Although I already had a watercolor pencil before, but this is like a higher grade to that. So I'm excited to use this. So definitely I'm gonna use this. And of course, because we're using watercolor pencil, you will need, I'm using Canson watercolor. This is 200 GSM paper. You can use any as long as it's not hard. Okay, there are different levels of watercolor paper, so you should know what to use. And if you don't have a durable table, anyway, like if you don't have like a flat surface, you should have a cardboard handy, so you could put your drawing here, and yeah, that would be really helpful. Okay, so are you excited? Because I'm ready to start. So the very first thing we have to learn is to draw these kinds of petals, different kinds of petals for the cherry blossom. So it starts with an elliptical shape and the V or W opening at the top, and then meet here at the bottom, so it would look like an inverted triangle or like a V. And then there's other kind of petal, which is, if you look at the cherry blossom at the side, then it would look like this. This is a similar view. Here, let me draw another thing, just this one. So like a V shape and then W opening at the top, and here another one for the side like this. And then actually this would look good once they come together. Here another one would be the bud. So not all cherry blossoms that we will be drawing attached to the branches. Some of them are like open cherry blossoms. They have already blossomed. And some would be like the bud because they're still opening up. So we're also gonna draw that. So the bud looks like a tulip. This one, still elliptical shape, and then the very wide opening here. Okay, so now let's proceed to how to put them all together. We're gonna start with one point here. Now from this point, I'm gonna draw a line and then maybe 5 rays, because a cherry blossom most likely have 5 petals. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. As I've said, I haven't seen a real one, so I guess there are 5 petals. So from this line, we will draw in the line will be inside our petal. So this is just a guide, and then the rest will follow like this. So this is how the flower would look like once the petals are already put together. Let's try making another one. Here, let's make maybe a smaller version of that. And then using the petal here, we will make another angle of the flower. So it would look like it will be at the side, looking at it from side view. So the flower, some of the petals would look like they're lying because they're opening up. And for this one, we will be using this petal. And so we'll just continue making flowers with different angles. Maybe the buds will be put here at the top because it would look good on the end. The tip of the branch has buds which are about to open up, and the bottom part has full bloomed flowers. Now to highlight the drawing, you can use a fine liner to trace the sides like this way. I'm using micron 0.5 for this one. And of course, to make it look natural, you should draw like fine lines in the middle of the flower that's gonna be out from the point, the middle point going out to the petal part outwards, because it would look natural and it would create texture to the flower. You can actually use a fine pencil. Here I am using micron 0.3 to draw those lines. So now that we are done with the flowers, I'm going to be using this Tumble Futanasuke brush pen to connect the petals for the branches. You can actually use any black color pen or even a fine liner will do. You just thicken the lines, make it look crooked, because this is how the branches of cherry blossom looks like. Now we're using our other material. I'm using the Crayola Supertips here, so I'm using black and brown. I'm still thinking of what to use for the branches, but definitely I'm going to be using different shades of pink for the flowers. And here at this point, we're not going to just draw. Actually, I have tried just drawing using coloring pens without the guide, but for this video I'm going to be showing you the guide. I will sketch the flower, the cherry blossom, using this mechanical pencil, and then we're just gonna make the lines lighter so it would not look really obvious once the color pen is already used. So since some lines look thick, I'm gonna erase some part of that so it would not look really visible. So now I'm using this lightest shade of pink that I could find and trace those flowers. So I think it would be better if you just trace it with this line, or you could shade. I'm just trying this on, whichever rocks my boat. So here I'm using the same pen but just shading them. Definitely I'm gonna retrace this with fine liner later. and then another darker shade, just shade that still. But do not forget to leave the white part. It would look more natural if there's like combination of colors. Definitely, if you want to draw flowers, please leave white part of the paper. So here I'm connecting them using the brown color pencil here. Color pen. So whichever design, as long as the petals are connected. And then I'm gonna be tracing it with the fine liner here. And now for the color pencils, the watercolor pencils, I'm gonna be using, of course, you need water and a brush. You can use any brush, but make sure the brushes are not frayed because it would ruin the design. So I haven't really tried using a lot of color pencils with my art, but this is something that I just want to try because it's a new brand. I mean, not a new brand because I already have Faber-Castell before, but I just wanted to try this. The difference, I want to know the difference between the Faber-Castell watercolor pencil that I already have and this new one. And I found out that this one is really soft and the water tends to blend the color really smoothly. So I am done scribbling some of the cherry blossoms using the watercolor pencil. I'm thinking of if it's good to shade them all together or like just this bottom part. I think it's not good to like color it all. I mean, shade everything all with a color pencil. But for the final touch, I usually use fine liner. But although I have tried before just using watercolor, so I think I'm gonna do another tutorial for that one. But for now, since I'm just trying this color pencil, let's see how it would end up. Here I'm taking a darker pigment of pink and then putting it in the middle to create contrast and to just show that this part is the bottom part or this part is the middle part of the flower. And then for the branches, I'm using this dark brown watercolor pencil. Same as before, you just have to connect all the flowers and make it look crooked so it will look as natural as possible. And since some flowers are looking lump, I'm gonna retrace this with a fine liner later. And as you can see, I also added some fallen cherry blossom petals for highlight. And now I'm just retracing the branches with a wet watercolor brush, so it would look thick. Alright, so that's it. And here is the final one with a fine liner added there. So that is our cherry blossom project. I wrote here Sakura. So I'm using here pencil, color pen, and watercolor pencil. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like more videos, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.